Warning, this video contains extremely graphic and disturbing content. Viewer discretion is advised. Over the past week, the number of brutal murders has continued to rise. When Dr. Fred Baker failed to appear for work, the police conducted a wellness check, only to discover him murdered in his own home. According to neighbors, a dog could be heard barking from outside his house the night before the discovery of Fred's body. Fred was known to live alone with his cat. He never had a dog. As the police entered Fred's home through the breached back door, they were met with a disturbing scene. Evidence of a struggle was discovered in the kitchen. There, the police would also find a copious amount of sildenafil. It is believed that Fred had been stealing medication from his workplace for quite some time. Fred was lying in his bed with no skin on his head. The bedroom floor was littered with used sandpaper. Neither the cat nor any signs of a dog could be detected. However, a gruesome painting was found hidden under the bed. Warning, the graphic painting seems to depict Fred's cat. This is the painting, and its foreboding title, Pocket Pussy. 2 days later, the body of George White was found in his family home. Again, the neighbors reported hearing barking on the night of the attack. The extent of the damage to the body made post-mortem identification nearly impossible. Similar to other recent murders, George's face had been cut off. He had approximately 487 stab wounds across his entire body. 4 of the wounds contained traces of seminal fluid. During autopsy, several photographs were found inside the body of George White. One of the photos was found tucked inside the heart. The last photo was found crumpled up inside the pelvis. Despite the extensive damage to the photos, police were able to successfully restore them. Here are the photos. If you know any of these people, please contact 985-455-9560. Last night, police dispatcher Sarah Stone and her husband Michael were abducted from their residence. The building's basement hatch had been destroyed from the inside, though the entry had been through the front door. Fortunately, Sarah had a security camera installed at her front porch. The camera footage captures the murderers entering the house of Sarah and Michael Stone, ultimately providing the most damning evidence yet. What you are about to witness is a glimpse of the most violent killers in American history. This is what was on the security camera.
Holy shit! Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Fred's cat turned into a dog, and then into a fleshlight. It appears that our favorite serial killers that are somehow more controversial than a regular serial killer are back in action, doing their favorite couple activity of stabbing a man 487 times in the cock. In all seriousness, let's break down what we learned. Evidently, these men took Fred's cat, skinned it, and then made an honest woman out of it.
Oh, he's not happy.
They also sandpapered off Fred's face, giving us the inspiration for Deadhead Fred. You know, I really find that knowing the meaning behind the art changes the experience of viewing it, don't you? One George White also had his face forcibly removed, and was either stabbed with a cum-laced knife, or these killers got sharp dicks like bedbugs. Regardless of what happened to George, there's a whole bunch of photos pushed into his bits. He must have had a special connection to that last photo to have it shoved in his heart and balls. Upon initial examination of the photos, no immediate parallels come to mind. But if you figure it out, leave a comment below, or I don't know, maybe you'll get stabbed 487 times in the balls. Some of you might venture to guess that the serial killers have an affliction along the lines of erectile dysfunction. And while hilariously you may be right, what you may not know is the active ingredient in these boner pills lowers blood pressure. Hence, why those with low blood pressure must exercise caution while using the drug. More specifically, they relax veins and arteries, meaning that they can potentially slow bleeding, making someone with a mortal wound survive longer, while they make the floor look like I spilled tomato soup and got stabbed as a punishment. It took me someone pointing out the medical use in the comments for me to get this far, by the way. I just thought their dicks didn't work. Finally, the police dispatcher and her husband were abducted from their homes, and likely murdered by our two buddies on the camera footage, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. In all seriousness, one thing I can't determine is why there was a dog barking. Was this potentially related to the dog that got butchered by the killer earlier? Perhaps, but I get the feeling that for some reason it's unrelated. But nonetheless, I think they'll stop killing now. They just had to get it out of their system. Ah, fuck, I was wrong again. But real talk game theory, are the two serial killers gay together? The world may never know. This is all I can really gauge thus far with the new information. But hey, if you can figure more out, be my guest and let me know in the comments. If you like this video and want us to come back and check out this analog horror series, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with all notifications enabled, or maybe you'll get a new nice portrait of yourself. Go watch my first ones about this if you didn't already. Shout out the inner circle. Love y'all. Okay, bye.